All right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David, Baruch Hashem. It's Erev Tisha B'Av, Baruch Hashem. So we're going to still do the best we can to maintain our level of simcha. Again, we have to lower it, but we have to always stay with a level of simcha. Right? Mematim b'simcha. Right? But we don't. It doesn't say asur liot b'simcha. It says mematim b'simcha. Right? It doesn't say it's prohibited to be joyous. Right? Is that right, Sasha? Right? You agree with that? Okay.
Lower flame. You should be simple.
You have to you lower it one notch. Lower it one notch. That's it.
How are we supposed to see this? It's because Rebbeinu Tam, everything is for the good.
Mm-hmm.
So yet everyone seems. This doesn't feel like that for many people. I think.
No. Okay, so we still have we have to understand that we have all any problem we have in the world is because we don't have the Beis Hamikdash. Anything.
Right.
Anything is because we don't have the Beis Hamikdash. So we're lacking something. All right. So those that are involved in saying Tikkun Chatzos all the time, and they're understanding the situation. So then it's just another. This is the designated time that we're going to deal with it. You understand? So okay.
Until what time can you say Tikkun Chatzot?
Until Alot HaShachar.
Which is around 5?
A little before. Yeah, but that's how you could stay up until then. Okay? All right, so let's okay. So we're learning in Likutei Halachos, we're learning Hilchos Nesias Kapayim with priestly blessings. And we're in Halacha Dalid, and we're up to letter Ches. So 8. I like 8 because 8's Lamala Min HaTeva. And that means it's above nature. Right? 8 is a number above nature. That's why we're having a bris today. It's on the 8th day. See that? 8. Today's a day of 8. Right? Right? 8. Lamala Min HaTeva. Okay. Whatever you guys say. Okay. Anyway, and we learn. Today's the bris, yeah. That's why we're up here. You have to have something going on in the classroom. No, it's all good. Baruch Hashem. Okay, and we learn again for the well-being of our Chayalim and the Chatufim and of all of Am Yisrael. Wherever we are, we all need Yeshua. So I can't believe that someone sent me a thing that they stabbed a Jew. He was at 770. And he walked out, and the guy walked over to him, free Palestine, you want to die, Jew? And he stabbed him.
He died?
No, I don't know. But the fact that, the guy walked, unbelievable.
That was just
I think yesterday. It was just yesterday. The guy walks out.
Right at a 770?
Yeah.
I think he did die.
No, I don't think so. I didn't hear that. I don't know. But we Jews need help wherever we are in the world. We're not the way. We have to realize that, and I think Hashem is only doing that to show with the Jews in Chutz La'aretz that you think you're safer there. So Hashem is showing them, hey guys,
was on his way to his fiance and got shot and killed.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Right, yesterday, right in the Jordan Valley, right, yeah. We don't know. We don't know. We just know we do the right thing, and we daven to Hashem. That's what we have to do. Okay, and then there's a bullet, has an address on every single bullet, and if that bullet is meant for who it's going to be, it's going to be, and if not. So there's nothing we can't go crazy about these things. Okay, all right. Anyway, so let's learn, and we're up to letter Ches. Okay, so we said there, we're learning. This lesson is based on lesson 22 in Likutei Moharan. We're going to finish Halacha Dalid now with Hashem's help, and but again, lesson 22 is a very, very important lesson. We were learning yesterday the importance to understand anytime we daven for something, and it says we're davening for let's say for sustenance, or we're davening for refuah. So we realize we're really davening for the refuah of our nefesh. Right, we're davening for the refuah of our neshama, our soul, and we're davening also for the sustenance of our neshamas. right? Let's not forget that our neshamas need it needs a sustenance as well. The neshama needs it. What's the sustenance of the neshama? Serving Hashem. Serving Hashem, davening, talking to Hashem, being one with Hashem, doing mitzvahs, doing acts of kindness. All of these things are ways to be connecting and giving sustenance to your neshama. Okay? Learning Torah. Yeah. Any time you're connecting to Hashem, that's the point. All right. So here it says now, Ches. This is the idea of the bracha when we say Maidim, right, in Shmon Esrei. Right? First we say Ritzei, and then after we say Hamachzeh Shchinosai Letzia, right? We want Hashem to bring us back the Shechina to Klal Yisrael. It opens a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay. We want Hashem to bring us back the Shechina to Klal Yisrael. Hamachzeh Shchinosai Letzia, right? And then we say Maidim, we thank Hashem. And that's the bow. We bow when it says Maidim. Ki akriya v'ishtachava shemaidim la'Hashem yizbarach shenayitzilin me'atzara shel hanefesh. Right? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu saves us from the pain of our nefesh, right? The pain of the nefesh. In other words, Hashem helps us always. He helps us to come back to Him. No matter what we did wrong, Hashem is always there. He tries to help us to come back. Hashem tries to help us to come back and transforms our iniquities into merits. Okay, Shezeh Ikar Hatzara Chas v'Shalom. The main tzara is when a Jew does sins. Right, when a Jew does sins, right? A Jew is sinning. That's the real tzar. Why? Because that's affecting his neshama. Right? We don't recognize that, right? We recognize more if somebody Chas v'Shalom is sick, if somebody got injured. We recognize that. That's a tzar. Right? We recognize that's a tzar. We don't recognize the tzar if someone is driving their car on Shabbos. A Jew is driving their car on Shabbos. Do we realize that's a tzar? Do we recognize the tzar of that?
Or done a gavsus that it's a tzala.
Okay, no. If he's at Sola, then he's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, we can still be done a gavsus, you know.
Okay, all right. No, but I'm trying to explain the point here. The point is that do we recognize that the real tsar is when a Jew is not connected to Hashem?
Yeah.
That's the real tsar. That's real pain. We recognize, we can identify with other tsar, right? We identify with regular things, right? The person can't pay his bills, that's a tsar, right? The person's son is sick, the child is sick, then that's a tsar. Right, the guy's wife is sick. That's a tzar. But do we realize the problem when people are not connecting to Hashem? That's the real tzar.
If they were connecting, then they wouldn't have those other things happen.
That's true. That's true. Yes, that's absolutely.
So we know that there's something going on with their
that's right.
nefesh if they're sick or.
That's
whatever.
right. That's right. V'zeo ba'atzmei bechinas hayirida shenishapcha la'aliyah, and that is the yerida that HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes. He transforms into an aliyah, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu helps, He wants everyone to come back. Hashem does whatever He's trying to do. He sends messages to people. He wants people to understand, to come back. That's what Hashem is trying to do. He wants us to all come back. Why? So that we can be mehapech. He can transform the iniquities into merits. The guy realizes how far he is from Hashem. If the guy can realize how far he is from Hashem, then he realizes, oh boy, I have a long way to get back to Hashem. Right? And that feeling of lack, his yearning, that feeling of yearning is so important. Right? The person longs, he pines, he wants, I want to be close to Hashem. That's amazing. Ratzon, right? Like we know, like it says, like it says when by Avraham Avinu, when he came to what do you call it, to Efrat, right? When he wanted to buy the Maras HaMachpelah, remember? Yeah. So he says, "You nafshechem." If it'll be if it's according to your nefesh, right? If he said, if it'll be okay with you, but he uses the word in nafshechem. If it'll be why nafshechem? Nefesh also means to desire. To desire. Our nefesh is desiring. If when the soul and the nefesh is desiring, that helps us to come back to Hashem. Just wanting to come back to Hashem. Is that amazing? Right?
So is this also, I was thinking, because this is healing obviously this is an indication that I had a problem with my neshama.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it's healing very quickly.
Well, Hashem.
So it's almost like that's the rate at which Hashem is forgiving.
Yeah, you could understand that. You could definitely say that, yes. Well, Hashem. Right? Ki hayirida hi bechinas nefila. Because we understand the yerida, when you go down, that's falling on your level from being close to Hashem. Right? In the lesson we explained, it says in lesson 22, he explains that any time a Jew has a hisayrus, when he has a hisayrus for kedusha, so the averis wake up inside of him. His sins that he has, they become alive. They become alive when he has well, you read that in 22, didn't you read that, right?
Yeah, I have it here.
Yeah. In other words, when you do something, that explains why sometimes when you're davening, right, you have a good tefillah, then you start thinking all these things in your mind. Where did all these things come up from? Where do they come up from? No, well, what is this? I'm trying to because that's how you can, when you have a good feeling, that's how you reminds you. But then you can realize I have to come back to Hashem, right? It reminds us to come back to Hashem. Ki hayirida here in the nefila bebechinats nimat not to raglai, right? My feet stumbled, right? From I got stumbled from going on the way. V'hu bechinas ki shocha la'ofa nafshenu dovka la'oretz pitnenu. Right, when our nefesh is low to the ground, our bodies are also pushed down to the ground. When our souls are down, our bodies get pushed down. All right, we're here. Oz tzrichin lishtateach lifnei Hashem yizbarach. Then you have to prostrate yourself to Hashem. Bechriya v'shtachave b'bechinas tefila b'kosha b'chinas yitein ba'ofer piyu ulai yesh tikva. Look at these beautiful words. Yitein ba'ofer piyu. Yitein ba'ofer piyu. Give your your mouth, so to say, to the ground, down by the ground. Ulai yesh tikva. When I fall down, I realize I got to come back to Hashem. Cry out to Hashem. Cry out to Hashem. V'oz kishehu chazak bazeh kamavoy etzleinu b'mekaymes acherim ba'arichas. Oz zeiches yehapech hayirida la'aliyah gedola. So that's what the Rebbe always keeps telling us, and he wants us to understand this. You have to be a baki ba'ayel baki b'shav, right? You have to be right. We have to understand. We have our aliyahs and yeridas. We have to know how to go when we fall down. We're only falling down to go higher. Hashem pushes us down to make us go up higher. What's so funny?
I literally was pushed down.
Yeah. That's what we just read, right? You get pushed down to the ground. Your nefesh goes down, you get pushed down to the ground.
And then,
Then you have you can come up. But the main thing is to keep crying back to Hashem, calling out to Hashem, recognizing that Hashem is controlling the whole thing. Recognizing it's all Hashem set the whole thing up. So if I can cry to Hashem, that's the greatest thing I can do. Right? The guy fell down. Right? He's down. But he realizes it was Hashem that caused me to get knocked down. So I can cry out to Hashem, of course. This is what we're doing when we go down for modim. We learned this idea also. We introduced the idea when we do tachnan, right? We put our heads down. So in other words, we're going to have a yerida. So we say to Hashem, look, I know I'm going to have to have a yerida. I'm going to have to go down. I'm putting my head down now. And I'm crying out to you, Hashem. Maybe I can avoid the yerida. In other words, I'm causing my own yerida now. Right here by modim, I'm bowing. So Hashem, I'm going down. Calling out to you, thanking you. So perhaps Hashem, maybe this can be my yerida. You understand? Is that a nice idea? Maybe that could be my falling down when I do modim. You get it?
Yeah, and maybe we don't do tachanun on a day when there's a Brit Milah.
Yeah, because you're getting forgiveness.
You're going to get forgiveness. You don't need to.
Mm-hmm. There's more kedusha. We learned there's more kedusha in that day. There's more sanctity in the day. Right. Okay, Koyim Vaida. Shemarames Shanisim Vanefloi Shezachinu Li Notzel Mima Shenitzalu Uleshaber Azaz Haguf, that we were able to break the brazenness of the body, right? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu allows us to break the brazenness of our body, right? Our bodies try to push us down sometimes, right? But HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us, how do we have the Azaz to Kedusha? Through the Simcha, right? When we remember we learned that, right? When you have joy, Yira. When you have Yira brings you to Simcha. That gives you the confidence to fight back on the body. And that's our example we always use with the rider and the horse, right? Again, the horse and the rider, right? The rider is the neshama, the horse is the guf, right? And the guf is always tries to coerce the rider to go where it wants to go. But if the rider knows how to control the horse, so then the horse will follow the way the rider wants. That's our neshama to the body, right? And then we said that you have to sometimes be a little nicer to your body, right? When the body starts to relate to the neshama, right? Sooner or later, the body starts to relate to the neshama. Like we learned in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, right? If you want to get up early in the morning, so do it once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times, and then you see it'll get a little bit easier. It'll get a little bit easier because you're working on getting right. You're working on it. That's how the guf is becoming connected to the neshama. The guf connects to the neshama, right? So that's why sometimes, then the same way, if a rider, the same way sometimes the rider is nice to the horse. He gives him an apple, he gives him some sugar cubes, or whatever he gives, the horse likes it. Oh, so then the horse says, wait, maybe the rider's not so bad. He's a good guy. My master's a good guy. So let me try to do what he wants to do. And that's how we can train the body to do what the neshama wants to do, right? Sometimes we give the body something, right? You go to a Sudas mitzvah, you eat a little extra. Shabbos, you eat a little bit more. Shabbos, you enjoy Shabbos. So that's giving the guf what the guf wants in the context of a mitzvah, right? In the context of a mitzvah, training the guf. Okay, l'shaba azas haguf ad shanu zeichel lahamshich ato oras havasogas haneshama. Then you can bring the ideas of the neshama, right? You can bring the ideas of the neshama into the guf, into the body. The neshama has all these lofty ideas, right? It always goes upstairs, comes back, has big lofty ideas, right? But the body says, hey, I got nothing to do with this stuff. But the sooner or later, the body will be trained and say, I'm interested, what does the neshama have to say today? The body wants to hear. The body wants to know what the neshama wants to do, and it can develop that relationship. Shu b'chinas Yira Shalom, that's Yira Shalom, like we said of Yerushalayim, right? Kol zeh zachinu ayidei hayirida. All this you get through the yerida. You get this all through going down. Everyone hates, they don't like to go down. But realize going down is important because you only can go up if you went down. So you can accomplish such great things by going down. We always ask Hashem, Lo yadei nisayin, right? We don't want this. Right? We don't want it. Right? We don't want to we don't want to have this falling, but we know we have to have it. Right? We have to, because Hashem wants us to constantly raise levels. Shehu tachlis aliyah. The whole point, the yerida is the aliyah. Right? You're only going down to go higher. It's such an important concept. You can't talk about it enough because this really, people go crazy from this. Right? People think, hey, I'm such a good, I'm working on this so hard, and then I realize I fell down. Well, how did I fall down? And then the Yetzer Hara starts cheppering the guy. You see, I told you you're not ready for this. I told you this is not a good system. See, you fell down. Now you learn. So wait a second. Say back to Yetzer Hara. No, this is the whole process. This is the process that really we're going to be going up higher now. And the Yetzer Hara will tell you, what do you mean? You fell down. I say, yes, but the whole point I fell down is only to go up higher. It's all the psychology of understanding how to be successful and to get closer to the Ein Sof. That's the goal. We're trying to raise levels to get closer to the Ein Sof. nishapcha lebechinas kriya v'ishtachava laHashem yisbarach. I could take that yerida, turn it into a kriya, right? Bowing down to Hashem. And I could take that, I could take my whole idea of all my yeridas, I could take them and turn it into, and then I'm bowing to you, Hashem, and I'm thanking you. This is my yerida, Hashem. Because we said the whole point is when we go down and we stumble, come back to Hashem, thank Hashem that you're still with me. You thank Hashem, I'm still with you, with me. You didn't leave me. You're with me in this problem. You're here with me. So now when I bow down, I'm going down. I say to Hashem, okay, now I'm thanking you. See, Hashem, I went down, but I'm thanking you. Shaz mekablim or gadol. That's how you can get great light. You can get great light. We need light. It's very dark out there today.
It seems like it's a very uncommon thought for someone to have when they get hurt.
Yeah, it's not. It's right. It's again because the Yetzer Hara is always trying to change the idea for the person and make him feel it's different. That's right. And then again, we keep learning the idea of Bechira, right? We have the free choice, how to deal with everything, how to view each situation, right? That's our free choice. Hashem puts us in situations, but how do I deal with the situation? That's up to me, right? That is up to me. Or Godel. Kiyadua, okay, like he says, Kiyadua. Of course, everyone knows this, but now we're learning. So we're getting a little bit of an understanding what Rav Nosson is explaining after the 25 pages that we just learned, right? Okay. Migoydol oitzim ha'oirois va'neirois hanimshochem ayedei ha'kriyos shel tefillah. Every time we bow down, when it comes to tefillah, befrat ayedei kriyos modim, specifically when it comes to modim. Because that's where you're coming to thank Hashem. It's all about thanking Hashem, right? It's the most beautiful thing when you can say thank you. And we start out in the morning. The first thing we say in the morning is Moda Ani, right? Same lashon, Moda Ani, right? I'm Moda Ani, right? I thank you, Hashem. I believe in you, Hashem. I thank you, Hashem, right? Okay, so Nimsa, Shebirchas Maiden Va'akriya Hu Bechinas HaYerida. Oh, look at this. How you like those words? Isn't that amazing? Nimsa. So we see, right? Comes out. It's mashma from this. Shebirchas Maiden Va'akriya Hu Bechinas HaYerida. When I do my modim, that's a yerida. Come on, is that amazing?
No, that's the Yerida.
That's a yerida. That could be a yerida. If we learn how to do this, right? If we learn how, then we could be very what's a good word to use? Very careful. Every time we do modim, to think for a second. Wow, Hashem, I'm bowing. Wait a second, I'm taking my yerida to come back up. This is a yerida. Wouldn't that be so nice if we can get our yeridas from the modim?
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Isn't that what it says? Yossi, do you agree with that's what it says? Nimsa shebirchas maide va'akriya hu bechinas yerida. That's a yerida. L'tachlis aliyah, to come back up. To come to the sim shalom, right? After that we come to sim shalom, right? Nishlam, right? Nishlam bechinas hasogas haneshama. Right, we can va'oz nishlam bechinas hasogas and neshama. We come to the what? Nishma. Okay, nishma. Right. Okay, good. Okay. Nishma. Right, because we said the nishma is when I don't understand. Right, is when I don't understand something. The nishma is when I don't understand. When I do understand, it becomes into the nasa. Right, it's a nishma, but then it comes into a nasa. Thank you. Shu bechinas mama hasholem. That's the difference of the maimah sholem, birchas sholem. What does it mean, the maimah sholem? When we said bereshis, he gives this idea. This is idea in lesson 22. It's a very important lesson, a very important concept in lesson 22. What's the concept? You have the idea of the Av and the Ben, the Rebbe and the Talmud, right? You have this based on this idea of the Maimer, the Maimer Hasholim and the half of Maimer. What does that mean? He explains that the word bereshis is the full word. Bara is the half. is the Chatzi. Bereshis bara Elokim. Bereshis bara. Bereshis is the Maimer Sholem. Bara is the half. That's the same way he says like this. He explains that the father has the full understanding, while the son gets a half of understanding. The Rebbe has a full understanding. The Talmud has a half of understanding. Right? Moshe Rabbeinu was the Rebbe. Yoshua understood half of what Moshe Rabbeinu understood. He understood half. The Kedushas Levi explained that so beautifully, and I'll use this as an example. We said it before, but I think it's good to say it over here too to understand this. It says that a Talmud can have the understanding of the Rebbe on Shabbos. His level of the Rebbe that the Rebbe has during the week, the Talmud can get that level on Shabbos. So the Kedushas Levi says, where do you see that? You see that when Yeshua came to Eretz Yisrael and he had to conquer the city of Yericho, right? City of Yericho. Yericho was a walled city, a protected city, right? It was a protected city. Hashem said to Yeshua, take that city on Shabbos. Because normally we wouldn't go to war unless we have to go to war, but we're not going to take on a war just on Shabbos, right? But Hashem said to Yeshua, do this on Shabbos. Okay, commandment, you have to do it. So what did Yeshua do? Yeshua walked around the city saying, he walked around the city 7 times and the walls collapsed. But did he do that in any other wars? Yossi, you know tonight, right? All the other wars he fought. He went to battle. He went to battle with the sword. But this one war, they didn't pick up a sword. He just walked around the city and they scattered. Everything was great. Why? Why didn't he do this all the time? Why didn't he do it all? If it worked there, why couldn't he do it in all the cities? Because the other cities, Hashem didn't command Yeshua to do it on Shabbos. So Yeshua was able to understand what Moshe Rabbeinu was able to fight the war. Moshe Rabbeinu fought his wars with words. Everything Moshe Rabbeinu did was with words. He never picked up the sword. Well, he did that time with the Mitzri, whatever. But in general, Moshe Rabbeinu never picked up a sword. Everything he accomplished with words. With his hands and words, right? Hands and words. Yeshua was able to do that on Shabbos. And that's why he was able to conquer Yericho with words. Because that was on Shabbos. And why didn't he do that all the time? Because you can't take on other wars unless Hashem tells you to do it. That was the only time Hashem told him to do something on Shabbos. You understand that, Yossi? You like that idea?
The other times,
Yeah.
Moshe Rabbeinu was able to use words, might not have been on Shabbos.
Moshe Rabbeinu did everything else during the week, and he used his words.
He uses words.
Yeah.
This time.
So Yeshua had that idea to understand the word, the Maimer Sholem. He got the Maimer Sholem on Shabbos. You see that? You understand how this works, right? I'm just trying to give you an example. It's a nice idea to really, if you think about it, Yossi, if you think that through, that Maisa, why did he accomplish this city? Why did he was able to take the city of Jericho on Shabbos? Why was he able to do it? He didn't have to pick up a sword, right? Most people don't know. Most people won't be able to tell you that. They know, everyone knows that's true, right? Everyone knows it was Aleinu. That's where Aleinu came about, right? Everyone knows that. But why was he able to conquer that city with just saying words, where all the other cities he had to take out the sword and actually conquer the city? And conquer the right? Okay, so that's an understanding, okay?
So he conquered it with Aleinu.
Yeah.
Didn't he also blow the shofar?
He did, yeah, he blew the show, but it was the tefillah of Aleinu, the tefillah of Aleinu. Hasagas hanishmashu bechinas mayim sholem, bechinas sholem, what? Okay. Balkein oz, acha birchas moedim, oz oilam akayhanim, v'nesholin yedeyem, right? And they v'noisim yedeyem u'mevorchin es Yisrael b'sholem, right? So therefore the Kohanim then go up, right? They go up, right? But they're there by Modim, and they give the bracha after the Modim, right? B'sholem. Ki oz Zeichen lekabel b'shleimus bechinas hasagas anishama. Right? Anishma. I can get the hasagas anishma. Right. Okay. Nishma is really nishama. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay. I get the hasaga of the nishma. What I didn't understand, I can now begin to understand it through the yerida. Right? Through the yerida of modim. Through coming to thank Hashem. I had my yerida, I went up to the next level, so now what I didn't understand, now I can begin to understand. And that's why the Kohen can then give us the bracha, and then I can understand it. Yeah.
This, yeah, it's in the same area here, but it says perfect saying peace, which corresponds to the seal of the hand. Is that the same hand?
Yeah, the hand that he talks
everything
about.
No,
it's a
different story.
No, it's a different hand. That's
Different hand.
That's a different hand. But it's the seal of the hands. That's the seal of the hands.
What
In
does
that
it
lesson
mean?
in 22, there's a seal of Yadayim, of the hands. When remember he called me up and he said, what does this have to do with this, with the lesson, what we're learning, right? Here, you see, it has to do with it. Right?
What does it mean, though, the seal of the hand?
That's the beginning of lesson 22. He starts off, there's a chaysim shebesoi chaysim. There's a seal upon a seal.
Seal upon a
The
seal,
seal, right. What is the seal upon a seal? There's the seal of the hand, and there's the seal of the feet.
Right.
That's the seal upon seal, right? Right, and then that's why you go up by ritzeh. That's the feet. You start moving. You start moving. That's the seal of the feet. Then you take the seal of the hands by picking up your hands.
Which all have to be washed with a copper lid.
With a kaya. Okay. Shu bechinas maimer sholem. Bechinas sholem. Shezeh bechinas chaysim hayadayim. That's the seal of the hands. The bechinas Yerushalayim kriya ne'emana. That's the city of faith. And how do you get the faith? Through Yiras Hashem. Okay, so now we're learning such amazing things here. All what's going on behind the scenes, but Birchas Kahana. Right, all these things that are going on, we're making seals, we're going up levels, we're attaining new understandings, we're attaining new things, all through the Birchas Kahana and what the Kohen is doing. It's fascinating. Bezer bechinas nesiyas kapayim, haynu bechinas chaysin hayadayim, shehu bechinas emuna, shezeichin yisol lekabel hayadei yadayim elu. Through these hands, through the hands of the Kohen. Right, he washed his hands, and he picked up his hands. So we can, the Kohen, the same way we said that the Kohen has a purer mind because the Kohen is pure because of his relationships, right? So the same way then, and that's why the Kohen, when he gives the blessing, he can clean up our minds, right? The Kohen can clean up our minds because we want to get the blessing. And so long as our minds have they have deficiencies, right? Our minds have deficiencies. We don't have integrity in the mind. So therefore, if the Kohen would give us, if we just got a blessing, then we don't have a vessel that can contain it. It would just spill out. But the Kohen kind of makes the repair to our minds. So it seals our minds, so that way the blessing can come in. How does the Kohen do that? By the chaysim of the reglayim going up there, and then he has the chaysim ayadayim, and then he says the words. So that's is what's sealing, and it fixes up our mind. It's a beautiful process. When it says Zoichin Yisrael lekabel al yedei adayim elu, through the hands of the Kohanim. Shezeh ikra bracha. That's the main bracha. Bechinas ish emunos rav brachos. Ish emunos rav brachos. Right, a man of emunos. Right, that has faith. Right, rav brachos. He can give a lot of blessing. Right. Ukemayshe Kosav Rabbeinu Zal the Makei Macher, right in Likutei Moharan in lesson 24. That's an amazing lesson. That's the lesson that goes to with Keter. That's the whole idea, to understand the Keser. Okay, V'zeh ba'atzmai bechinas Mayim Sholem. That's the idea of Mayim Sholem. Shezeh bechinas Yerushalayim kriya nemana Yira Sholem. Right, Yerushalayim is Yira Sholem. Right, it teaches that we have to have a complete fear. A fear of Hashem. If we have the complete fear of Hashem, that'll bring us to joy. And that'll give us the azis, the kedusha that we need to fight the guf to be successful. Therefore the main blessing is shalom. V'zeu Hashem oiz liyama yitain. Hashem yivorech es amoi v'shalom. Hashem should give us the power. Oz, azis. Hashem, look at this. You see the word there? Hashem ois li'ameitin. She give us the oz, the power, the azas, the kedusha, in order to get the shalom. Right? You need the azas, the kedusha, in order to get the shalom. That's so beautiful. The way must have put that together. I know ayidei azas the kedusha, through azas the kedusha zaychin l'shalom. See the words? It's beautiful. Hashem ois li'ameitin. Hashem should give us the azas, the kedusha, to be able to connect to the shalom, the shleimus, the Maimah Shalem, the city of Shleimus, right? The Yerushalayim, Bechina Yerushalayim, Shu Bechinas Yerushalayim Kriyam Nemona. That's the city of faith. How do you have faith? Through Yiras Hashem. Right? That's in the name itself. The name itself shows you. If you have Yiras Hashem, you can have faith. If a person doesn't have Yiras Hashem, he thinks he could do whatever. He's just going to be happy. And if he doesn't fear Hashem at all, that's not true faith. That's not true faith. All this comes about through Azaz the Kedusha. That's why we say Hashem ois li'amayitain. Hashem should give us the Azaz the Kedusha. Because again, it all comes from Hashem. Right? That's the main bracha b'birchas kohanim, that the kohanim bless us. Sheikir birchasam shalom. Their main blessing is what? Shalom. It's all about shalom. Bechinas Hashem yivarech es amay b'shalom. Amen v'amen. Hashem should bless us mamish with real peace. But what peace are we talking about? We're talking about inner tranquility, inner peace. With ourselves. We should be in peace with ourselves. How can you be in peace with yourself? With Azaz the Kedusha. How can you be in peace with yourself inside? How can you have internal tranquility if you have Azaz the Kedusha? Right? Because then you're in control of the body. If you're in control of the body, and you could really control it because the neshama is connected with the body, and the body is in contact with the neshama, and the body wants to do what the neshama wants, and the neshama can dictate to the body what it wants, and the body will acquiesce, or the body will agree to it, right? The body will agree to that. That's amazing. That's true shalom. There's no fight going on. There's no battle going on, right? There's no battle going on. The Tanya says the sefer Beinani is in the Beinani. There's always a battle going on. Right, in the level Beinani, that's the middle guy, right? You have the Rasha, you have the Beinani, and then Tzaddik, right? So he says the Rasha he's a Rasha, okay. He gives into everything. He's a problem. But the Beinani, the guy has an equal Yetzer Hara and an equal Yetzer Tov, and he says there's constantly a battle going on, but the Yetzer Tov always wins. That's the Beinani. The Yetzer Tov always wins. There's always a battle going on. But the Yetzer Tov always wins. That's what makes him a Beinani, right? But here we're learning that you don't have to worry. You could just have inner peace by begging Hashem to have Azaz the Kedusha. That's really such an important thing. They like to translate that as holy chutzpah, right? Right? Is that how they translate that? Right? Right? Brazenness for holiness, right? What isn't it? It's really brazenness to holiness, right? Azaz the Kedusha. How do you literally translate it, right? Would that be right? To have a brazenness to want holiness, right? Pinchas, yeah. He said.
How does it manifest itself like in your life? I just like real examples. Like I think growing pale, for example.
Yes.
Just give them that as an example.
Okay.
Here you are, your guy grew up in a modern world. All right, you have your sideburns, you have whatever, but like. Guy grows pale, he looks like Mickey Mouse and coming out and that's
I love Mickey Mouse.
Right? Okay.
Let me get it. Yeah, this I'm curious to answer. Okay, good.
Understand, meaning that's the I want to be the Yitzhak. Meaning what I just described is the opposite. Hey, is the opposite of that's what you need Azaz to Kedusha for. It's because of that guy that's going to say, well, what's with you? You grew up in a regular world. You weren't even, from. Now you're growing these side locks.
But we said it, right? Yes.
Okay, guy says he wants to go ahead now, and he puts on a gartel. These are all like, I think the outward part is always,
Yeah, okay.
Takes
That's Aziz the Kedusha. Everything needs Aziz the Kedusha.
Yeah, I just want to like.
But no, but yesterday we did the whole lesson. We were talking every day really about this. You need Aziz the Kedusha for your family, for your friends, for your acquaintances, right? For clients, right? Aziz the Kedusha is for clients also, right? You're with a client. You say, wait a second. You're with a client, and you realize the sun's going down. I got to daven mincha.
Right.
Hey, I need 5 minutes. Hey, I need 5 minutes.
Right. It's Aziz the Kedusha.
Whoa, but maybe they won't give me as big of a tip.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't.
Yeah,
maybe
right.
they won't see it right.
That's true.
Right?
You'll
That's
see it
Aziz the
weird.
Kedusha, right? Right? That's Aziz the Kedusha also. Right? When it comes to the winter time, the day goes down quick. Right? You're seeing people, right? You need a daven mincha, right?
Yeah.
Right? You work till 5 o'clock, right? But in the winter time, you have to daven mincha before.
Right.
So you need Aziz the Kedusha. I got to go pray now.
Yeah.
Most people will be okay with it, but some people may not. Hey, I'm paying you, sir. I'm paying you. Hey, what is this?
The whack job, with his feet together, and he's facing a wall, and he's quiet, and he's standing like an idiot. You're absolutely
Right,
so-
but that's all Aziz the Kedusha. You need to be able to do that. You need Aziz the Kedusha.
Yeah.
To be able to do that.
Tell them to say your prayers.
Hmm?
You should tell them to say your prayers, They're just going through the wall, acting like an idiot. So you have to
Yeah.
have them say
Yeah, no,
your
but even
prayers.
if you've been saying, I'm going to say my prayers, there's something about what you think you're so holy.
That's the eight. There you go. That's the goof. Wait a second. That's what we said. You need to have the Aziz the Kedusha to the goof. That's the point. The Yetzirah is there telling you all of that stuff. So I need to say the neshama has to control the goof. That's the horse again. The rider's riding the horse, and the horse wants to go to the right, and the horse wants to go to the left. Right? It's the same thing. Right? Each time the body wants to control the neshama.
You have to be very careful with that because
Yeah.
also you can have too many eyes on you. Yeah, you have to know where to be Aziz to Kedusha also. You can
Okay.
have too many eyes on you. That is almost bringing an ayin hara. I told you an example once, Rabbi Alkabaz, that after my talis ripped in Uman, so this Rav ended up giving me.
Mayor Alcom, May
Ended up saying,
is great.
You know what? I saw your talis ripped, and I have a talis to give you because I stopped wearing tefillas. This davening, because why? Because I had a very hard year. I thought he said the option number, but it told me to do something where people are going to look at you a little bit less, to take the eyes off of you a little bit more. Okay. He came up with switching from tefillah talis to a regular talis.
And you inherited it. You wound up
And I
getting his
inherited
talis. See that? Isn't that great?
Soaked with tears.
Yeah.
So,
But don't we?
yeah.
You what? You got a free talis. You like that? Yes. He keeps some of those dollars,
I
right?
like that stuff. I like that stuff a lot.
But isn't that also true in everything in life? Like we have a relationship with someone, whether it be spouse, kids, whatever, and you have to have, or a boss, especially in work, you have to have the courage to say what is really, however you say, as a kedusha.
Yeah, Aziz the Kedusha. Don't be
As a
scared.
kedusha.
Yeah, you know the
To your
word.
boss,
You need Aziz the Kedusha. Say the word Aziz the Kedusha.
yeah. But you need it to say to your boss something that he may fire you for. Or you think you're going to get fired if you say this to your boss.
But that's where you need the emunah.
Right.
Because your parnasa doesn't come from the boss.
Right.
The parnasa comes from Hashem.
Yeah.
Right?
But there's,
It's a program.
But there's
the whole thing's a program.
There's this jewelry factory that I go to. It's very high end, and the people that work there are very in that world of fashion and luxury and jewelry and they're making sales and it's like high end and they sell to movie stars and okay. So French owner and then there's the cleaning man, the janitor of the place is a guy that's like like my age. He grew up in New Jersey. He went to Frisch, and he goes to Shlomo. Very good friends with Pesach. Okay, and he's got a long beard and long peo, and he's got like a wife and like 7 kids, and he's the guy that's walking around cleaning, the place, and he's listening whenever he can to Torah, and he's cleaning toilets. It's amazing. So I say to him, and I speak to him that whenever I go out for groups, I always end up hanging out with this guy, and I can't get over how are you? He's like this firm, your beard and your payot and your side locks and your brachot, and you're like in this place.
Azaz the Kedusha.
I want to say too. Yeah, he's got Azaz the Kedusha.
Yeah, Azaz the Kedusha. Yeah, see that? You say that?
Rabbi wrote a story on Shabbos, and he read it. There's this guy who was a businessman, and it was in 3 weeks, and he was unshaven. He went to his Rebbe, he said, listen, this is a very important meeting with these goyim. And they're not going to relate to me if I need a heter to shave. And he says, no, you can't shave. He went home and he decided, I'm going to shave anyway, even though my Rebbe told me not to shave. When I shave, goes to the meeting, and they're working out all the deal, and then they say, listen, how do we know that you're a trustworthy person? He says, well, I'm a firm Jew, I'm a trustworthy person, I worship God. So one of the guys says, this period of the year, all the religious Jews are unshaven. You're shaving. So you're not true to your God. How could you
Oh, wow. Oh, an educated guy, huh?
Yeah, but he's not educated because he could
Yeah,
say
guy was
Rabbi
educated.
Nachman went and played chess with people.
No,
so that he could-
the guy was an educated guy, because the guy said to me, you were supposed to have a beard now. You don't have a beard, so why are you a trustworthy guy? You understand?
No, I understand, but then he needs more education about,
Okay.
the Turkey Prince. You have to meet people where they are.
That's true. That's true. But this is where we're asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem ois liyama yitain. Hashem yivarech es amai basholem, right? Hashem owes. Hashem should always give us the azaz to Kedusha, that brazenness to holiness, that we could choose the right thing and be proud of what we're choosing, and not to second guess ourselves, right? To be proud of what we're doing and not second guess ourselves. Why do I care what people think? Do you really care what people think? Why do I have to care? Why should I care what people think? If I know what I'm doing is right, why do I care what anyone thinks? If you know you're doing the right thing, what's it to me what this guy thinks? Who cares? Who cares? If you believe you're doing the right thing, how do you come to believe doing the right thing? You have Yiras Hashem. Hashem is with me here. So let's see now. Let's understand this, right? Hashem is here with me watching. There's these people here watching. So do I want to impress Hashem, or do I want to impress the people? Can we look at it like that, maybe? I'm here with Hashem, and I'm here with these people. So who do I want to impress? Do I want to impress Hashem? Or do I want to impress the people? How do I impress Hashem? Doing what He wants. Right? Maybe that can work. We understand it that way, maybe. Otherwise, we have Hashem is always with me. Shivisi Hashem lenegdi sam. Wherever I go, Hashem is there with me. And then I have all these other people. So they're telling me this and this, but hey, wait. I know Hashem, you're with me also, and you're watching exactly what I'm doing. So how can I not do what you want, Hashem? You understand? And that's how we can really, a good mindset, I believe, to understand this. Hashem oiz liyama yitain, Hashem yivarech es amai basholim. Oh, well, this completes now lesson Daled, which is based on lesson 22 in Likutei Moharan. Again, that is an amazing, amazing lesson. Really, if you want to understand psychology, and you really want to understand how we can always be motivated, to serve Hashem, that's one of the best lessons to learn, honestly. That's one of the best lessons to learn. Okay, so we're going to finish this over here. Tomorrow, of course, it's Tisha B'Av, so we won't have a class, but we'll continue Mitzvah Hashem on Wednesday, unless Hashem cancels the whole Tisha B'Av today, then we'll meet tomorrow. You never know. All right? Halavai.
So there's a piece that I've learned, and we have to learn this, is that there is a space where everything will look normal to someone or to a group of people. And if you go outside that norm, then you look weird. Everything will look weird to someone. And that's part of the lesson. We need to be able to respect wherever people are, even if they look like they're outside
And that's why we learn we don't judge anybody.
Yeah.
You kids, you can't get to their place, right? You can't get to his place. But Hashem is Mekoymai Shel Olam, and therefore Hashem does understand that person because He put him in that situation. And therefore we should always judge everyone favorably.
In Houston, there was a Jewish person that I knew, a friend, and he said, Mark, if you're going to look for a job, you better tuck in your tzitzit.
Oh, yeah. See that? And what happened?
I don't remember, actually.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I did, though.
Okay, good. Okay, Baruch Hashem. All right, let's learn one piece in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. So we're up to Din Levishas Begadav Hiluchai. All right, and today we're up to letter Gimel. I think we're up to Gimel. Yeah. Okay. La Yilbash Begadim Yikarim. Don't wear exotic, fancy clothes. Don't try to go buy yourself the fanciest suit and the fanciest the clothing. Ki adova zeh maybe as ha'adam lidei gaiva, because if the person is overdressed, right, he feels a little bit more arrogant over the others that aren't dressed as nice as he is. Correct? Can we relate to that? Right, the guy's wearing a very fancy suit, very fancy. Today people have to wear sneakers. Right? It's a big thing, right? Sneakers or whatever the case is, whatever the fad is, right? I have this. The other guy doesn't have that, right? V'loi begadim pechusim ma'oid aymeluchlachim. Don't wear, don't go dressed like a shlump, right?
Gotta be average.
Yeah, that's what he's going to say now. And don't wear soiled clothing, right? Don't wear soiled clothing, right? You shouldn't be loathed in the eyes of people. You want to walk like you want to be an average person. You don't want to have too fancy. You don't want to have, you don't want to be unkept, right? You want the in between clothing that are clean. Look at this. It's good to sell even your house. Sell your house, to have shoes.
I don't understand that.
Okay, shoes used to be very, very, very expensive.
Oh.
Shoes used to be very, very expensive to make shoes, right? They didn't have shoes. You went to the shoe store and they had hundreds of pairs of shoes. You could pick which one you want, right? You used to go to make shoes, right? You had to go to the shoemaker, right? It was very, very expensive. So some people didn't have shoes, right? Some people didn't have shoes, but he's saying that it's very important to have shoes to protect your feet. Always have shoes to protect your feet. You ever hear this before, Yossi?
No.
No?
I mean, it makes sense.
Right, but you always have to make sure that you have shoes.
There's a lot of parts of the world that they don't wear shoes.
Yeah, because they can't afford it.
If I sell my house, I have my feet protected.
It's an expression. It doesn't mean literally.
Not the whole house, just the quarter.
The chorus. It says sell one of the walls of your house.
They got a second mortgage.
What?
They got a second mortgage.
I don't think they want us to do that either.
Should we do one more letter? We have a couple minutes, or it's with 10 to 8?
Please go ahead. I gotta
What?
get
You're going. Okay. So we'll stop over here, everyone, and we'll meet in Mitzvah Hashem again Wednesday morning. Okay? Kol Tuv, everybody. Besor Tovot.